Hello everyone, here we are. This is the opening of the Global Empowerment Summit. We are here for the third year and I'm so happy to have you here. Hope my my voice will hold. Thank you so much guys for tuning in. I see you already here. Be very active in the chat and we have a lot of things to go through. Today this session is just an opening for the summit and you will just get to know a little bit more about what's happening. But before I go, let's just show you all the experts who are on board for 2022. So this is not even all, because in the meantime, because we are together for 5 weeks, a lot of experts are joining still, especially for the Sustainability Week and the Fashion Week. So I am so happy and so excited to be here. Doing an online event like this is not so easy, especially because everyone went back to their real life. I know it's the same for you. We are all overwhelmed by everything what we do online. But this year I really made it very simple for you to join us, very simple to check around and to enjoy what we have for the summit. Let me show you around a little bit. So I will just share my screen a little bit to show you what are the things, where you can find those things, right? And what are the events that are coming up. So let me just share my screen here. I will just make a nice layout so that you can see the screen. Here you go. So if you go with me to www.globalempowermenthub.com, you will see the website is changing. Almost every week, I'm changing the website and I'm adding additional things to this. So once you see that you have the main page, the GES 2022, the only thing that you have to do is just to scroll down. If you want to register, you can still register for any of the bootcamps. I will share some very surprising codes that you can use to get 50% off from the individual masterclasses. But you can, of course, watch us for free for 5 weeks with all the, I think it will be more than 120 or 150 interviews with the 120 experts who are on board for this event. You can also check this beautiful yellow button here, which will show you how to watch the summit. So basically what you need to do is just click on that. And then after that, you can just check everything. I put it together in a very nice email and a very nice presentation. And then you can also go and check further. So the calendar is on the website already, the first week. I just scheduled it yesterday night. And you will see every single session for the first weekend. How can you access? Easy peasy. You just click on the calendar link and then you are just clicking on the, for example, the YouTube channel, the Facebook group, or you can even watch it on LinkedIn. And you can go also add the calendar to your browser. Plus, you can also check out the networking events. Too much information. I know it's morning. I see everyone is joining in. Hi, Elchan. So nice to see you here. Hi, Christian. So good to have you here. And also, hi, Sam. So nice to have you here, guys. And I'm so excited for your sessions. All of these guys who you will see online have a beautiful personal life stories and they have a lot to share. So I'm so happy and excited. Thank you so much for being here this morning. And if you want more information about the speakers, you can find them already on the website. I'm still updating until tomorrow. Hi, Yuva. Nice to see you. If you want to go and check them out in details, you can go to the speakers page. And once you click on that, you will see every single speaker and you can already connect with them also on LinkedIn. So that's something that you can already do before we start the sessions this afternoon. You can also check out our Women Startup competition. This is something I'm also very, very excited about. We have a Women Startup competition tomorrow. If you want to tune in and check it out, then please do so. The links will be in the calendar. And this is the first time I partnered up with the Hungarian Women Startup Competition organization, and we will have Malaysian, from the Philippines, Malaysia, and Singapore, some women who will pitch their ideas, and they will get into the finals after 2 minutes pitching and 4 minutes of questions. So super excited for this one too. And then what else? If you want still tickets, you can still get them. And hi, Cynthia, nice to see you. Hi, Yuba, so good to have you here, guys. And I know this is like a tiring morning. It's just like Friday morning. Everyone is still like struggling with this, but I'm here with you guys for 5 weekends. I really cannot wait to show everything what we have for you. And I will even show with you, maybe I show this weekend's program, because that would be great, and that can be part of our news. So let me just go to my calendar. This calendar is open to everyone, so you can check it out too. I will just remove the screen, and then let's do this. So how are you today? I have a question for you that I prepared already. So let me put it into this into the screen. Okay. So the first question is, where are you tuning in from? So that's the first question I would like to ask you. And just get your answers coming until I show you the program of this week. And let me present this screen. And then you will see all the information, what's coming up this week. All right, so let's see. So this week we have an amazing program. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. So we are starting now, you see, let's start the Global Empowerment Summit. That's where we are. And then Cheryl is joining me, and we will have a little bit of wellness session about how happiness will help your wellness and vice versa. So she will come on board. And then there is a game time. I want you to get used to it, that because of the Giant and Titans and Shiv, we have an amazing game going on for the 5 weeks of the summit. And this is kind of something very new. I have never done this before, but you see on the screen, we have a game, a link. And then from this link, you can actually join in a game. And then from the game, you just need to give your email address, and you have to answer questions every weekend. And then after that, you will be on the leaderboard. So I'm very, very excited for this game. We had our first session, the offline session of the Global Empowerment Hub this Wednesday, and it was really exciting. The people were playing in teams, and you can collect points. And every weekend we are adding more and more questions from the speakers, and it will be more about the sessions, what the speakers are talking about, and about how you feel, and about how you relate to sustainability and digital transformation, because that's our program this week. Hi, Christian. Yes, Malaysia is here. Malaysia is in the room. Of course, the best time zone for you guys. Malaysia is the room, the place to be. And I have another question just to keep it rolling, so that you all have some fun while we are warming up, and I'm also finding my pace here. So what city is on your bucket list to visit? We are all back to normal. We can also travel around. So what city is on your bucket list? Type it very fast into the comments and show me what's your dream city that you would like to visit. All right, let me see. Let's go further. So after we had the break and the games, you can, every time, whenever we are on a break, you can do a game. We will have stepping up to the plate, leverage, synergize, and trailblaze by Jason Yap. Jason Yap is from Element X, and he will be actually introducing Element X and how he is approaching event management. It's very exciting, very tiring, also very stressful, but beautiful profession, I have to tell you. Oh yes, Yuva would like to go to London. Christian would like to go to Taiwan. That's nice. I also want to go there. There are many tango dancers there. And Alchan would like to go Moscow. Yeah, St. Petersburg is beautiful, like in a little fairy tale if you saw Anastasia. And let me just leave this question up there. And then maybe whoever is joining, I saw someone from Facebook, you can also answer this question. Yeah, good morning from Lagos, Nigeria. Nice to see you here. Someone would like to go to Scotland. Oh, I was just in Scotland this summer. It was amazing. You have to go there. It's so beautiful, so green. It's just wow. It's a really big wow. Hi, Nigeria. Thank you so much for being here. Very, very good morning. I hope you had a very nice breakfast. I had chia seeds this morning, so I start to take care more of myself during the summits, because the first year I was not really behaving well. Hi, Grace. So nice to see you. Yeah, Eastern Europe is beautiful. That's where I'm from. I really would like to go there. I was there for the summer. I would suggest you to go to Italy, France. You can go to Croatia. Prague is beautiful. Bulgaria. There's so many. Romania, Transylvania. Many, many beautiful places there. Thank you so much, guys. Lalita. All right, Lalita. I will know that that's you. Let's go further with the program. So after talking to Jason and having the interview with him, we will go for business protection with Steven So. Steven So is someone you have to meet. He's an adorable person, and he's just, yeah, I just really love him because he has some kind of a beautiful approach to business, a beautiful approach to people. But you will see most of the speakers are heartfelt and really high integrity. So they're all kind people. Change makers are always kind. And then we go for a mentoring session for the Women Startup Competition. So we are currently preparing them for tomorrow when we will have a live pitching. They have to pitch their startup in front of investors. Oh, someone would like to visit Dubai. Nice. So nice. I love Dubai. I saw it on pictures, but I haven't stopped there. But now we have so many nice connections and speakers there that I'm sure I will also go there. So that's so nice. So the question, just to come back to it, is the city that is on your bucket list. Let's wake up with me. So write and type into the chat, what is the city that is on your bucket list? I would love to go to Granada. It's so beautiful. And Sevilla, maybe to dance a little bit of Sevillana and flamenco. And then what's up next? So in the afternoon, we have many sessions. We have also the art of business development. We have the art of networking and communication with Krishan and Yuba, who are already here in the room. We have also Roland from Posi. Posi is the application or the startup that is supporting us for the women competition, the women startup competition, and you can check that out. And then we will have innovating beyond the tipping point with Nigesh from Nicole and Leaderonomics. It's very exciting topic, and yeah, it's just I hope you can tune in. And then late night we have Junaid. Junaid is someone who I really would like to watch, because we are living in a world when all this, what we do, is becoming normal. So having a studio at home, like mine, I have my little camera, I have my lights, I have my 2 screens, I have my keyboard, my microphone, I have my red little speaker and my headphone, and I have all these gadgets to help me to do these summits. And Junaid is the specialist, so he will talk about home studio mastery. And this is like crazy. You have to watch this session. He will show us how he changes different perspectives while he's talking. Yeah, his studio is just something amazing. So keep it typing, guys. Which is your favorite city, or what city is on your bucket list? And then I am continuing to introduce you to the week's program. So Saturday will be also very busy. We will talk about how to use digital media for your personal brand with Charu. Then you will get get up with me and dance a little bit with me. We will have our wake up session. I will give you some exercises. We are sitting so much in front of the computer. I also start to feel it because I'm programming all this event. And most of the time I have some tension in my neck. So how you can deal with it is I will give you some exercises tomorrow morning, and you can prepare and practice these exercises every morning. And then you can also have Be an Enhancer at Work by Bob Hui. There are many speakers who are tuning in from the US and Canada, so it's an international event, guys. We have Creating Safer Entrepreneurship with Toby. We have referrals, we have branding with May, we have value creation with Shiv, and gamification, very interesting sessions. But you will have all these events straight away on the website from the calendar. So when you go there, then you can see that already. So let me remove this. And then I would like you to just to enjoy the event. The easiest way to watch the event, it's always the YouTube channel. I would suggest you to do that. And I will also show you how to do it. I will just stop my voice so that we don't have my voice inside. So let me share my screen again. And then I will show you the YouTube channel. And keep typing what's on your bucket list. If it's not the city, then tell me something else. What else is on your bucket list that you would like to do and that you still dreaming about? So let me show the YouTube channel. So this is exactly how it looks like. This is my screen, and you see the upcoming live streams will be here below. So all the live streams for this weekend are already. Hi everyone, welcome everyone from Facebook. Facebook has this very tricky thing, I don't see your name. So if you want to chat and if you want to know who are you, want to tell us who are you, just type your name. And we see all the sessions on YouTube. You see, you just have to push notify me or subscribe to the channel, and then you will get all these notifications. So every single session for this weekend is already here. I did a little bit of grouping together, so you will see the speakers and the topics already on the thumbnails for every single session. So Toby, Camille, and May will be with us tomorrow, for example. So easy busy. I believe this is one of the easiest way. And the other one is just go to the Facebook group that we created. All of you have already received an information. Where is the Facebook group? Where is the YouTube group? And so on. But I will also type it here. I'm also asking, guys, is there anyone in the audience who would like to just come on board and who would like to jump and join me in the studio? We still have time, and I would be happy to have you here. So I can give you the studio link, and just raise your hands or say I want or I'm in. Type I'm in into the chat, and I will bring you up in the studio, and we will talk about your morning. How do you start your mornings? So whoever is brave there, out there, who is listening to me, I see you are around, then type I'm in with capital letters, and I will bring you into the studio. So I will just also write here, type I'm in, and I will bring you in the studio straight away right now. I will share the link with you, and we can talk about what you had for breakfast, or how do you start your day, or what will you do this weekend. Easy peasy. Get a little bit familiar with how we are doing these speakers and how these events are in the backstage. So I'm happy to get you on board. This will be happening many times this weekend. Until you are waiting, let me show you something else. So you know that we have someone called Greg Smith, and I think Greg Smith really got the essence of our summit. So I want you to show you what he wrote about it. Greg wrote that generating leads is the way to grow business. What do you think? Is generating leads the way to grow your business? Type it in the chat. Do you agree or do you not agree? Just type it. Generating leads is the way to grow a business. Yes or not? Yes or not? chat. Oh, I see Krista would like to come in, so I will bring you in. Okay, you agree, right? Generating leads is the way to grow business. So we think with Greg that it's not, because today, right, it's basically about community, about trust, about building connections, and about amplifying each other and helping each other. And that's what we are doing in this hub. So for me, what works in business in connections is always to be kind and to build the connection first. And then after, the leads will be coming. You remember back in the times, it was right that okay, you knock on the door, you want to sell your book, but it's not working anymore. People doesn't like to be pushed because we are pushed every single day. So the new approach is just basically helping people, supporting people, and giving. And then after giving, they will come to you and they will ask for your help if they know what you do. So I see Krista coming, so I will just put the StreamYard link straight into the comments. Oh, 3 a.m. How are you up now? I can bring you up in your pajama, no problem. So, Crystal, if you see the StreamYard link, you just have to click on it and you can join in the studio. Just paste this. You don't need anything. You just need an email address, and then StreamYard will send you a code. You put in the code, and then you will be straight away with me in the studio. And I'm happy to talk about your morning. And you are all about spirituality, so it will be a great start this morning before Cheryl comes on board. So just click on the link, Crystal. All right. So Christian is saying that for her, it's about constantly creating awareness and actively engaging with people on multiple social media platforms. Yes, that's true. Consistency is really the key in social media. What I figured and what I can add to this is it's also doing things next to your social media, because sometimes we are focusing too much on social media and being online and being visible, and in the meantime you are not really doing the real thing. You are not really walking the talk, just talking. Udumna, go back to sleep. We will see you very soon on the leadership week. Udumna is from Africa, just tuning in before falling asleep. 3 a.m. in there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, Crystal, if you would like to jump in, I shared the link on the YouTube, so you can just check the comments and you will see the StreamYard link and you can jump in. And okay, I see she would like to go to Paris. Okay, Paris is beautiful. That's so true. That's a beautiful place. I see Cheryl joining us already, so I think she's also ready to come on board, because, yeah, I don't want to talk all the time alone, so it will be very nice to have her with me. Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm celebrating with sparkly
Yeah,
morning.
I know. I can see that.
It's the third year to have it, and I'm so helpful, so thankful for everyone who is coming on board. And we have Krista with us. We have
Yeah. Hi,
Udumna,
Prasad.
Elchan, Krishan, and Yuva was here. We have Cynthia. So happy that all the speakers are here and supporting us. So how are you, Cheryl? How was your
I'm doing
morning?
good, Andrea. How are you doing?
I'm good too. A little bit tired. I was still like scheduling the sessions
I know. I
until
can
1
understand.
a.m.
Are
But
you
it's
having Are you having live sessions also this time?
live sessions. I had an opening. I just had an opening. It was in Sungei. We had it this Wednesday, and I'm planning to
Okay.
have an after party. So prepare for the
Okay,
after party on the
fine.
27th. So Christian is saying hi to you,
Yeah.
Cheryl.
Hi, Prasad. I said hi to her. Yeah.
So how is your morning? We are sipping coffee together with Cheryl.
I'm having hot water. I
Oh,
finished my
nice.
coffee early morning.
I need my coffee. So I will drink and sip a little bit of coffee. Tell us a little bit about you, so that those who don't know you get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, sure. So I think, like most of the speakers last year, we met and we discussed a lot of stuff. So basically, as people must be knowing, that I'm not from Malaysia. Like many of us, I come from India. But of course, been across globally. So have been to US, then worked with various countries across the globe, and then Malaysia. So far it's been 5 years in Malaysia, wonderful 5 years, I must say. And I also think that Malaysia is a very open place. People accept you, give you the love that you deserve. So having that and keeping that in mind, we've decided to settle here till till our RPT allows us to be here. So, and I think in terms of the business, it's going pretty well. No complaints because we know how the last 2 years were. So, keeping that in mind, with God's grace, we do have things going on, business happening. So, I guess we just have got to be thankful for whatever comes our way. Yeah.
So how was it going for you? Because some people were struggling, some people were okay. So how was it for you? The whole lockdown situation, everything what happened around. How did you live it as a person? Because sometimes it's just people think that it's only them who are suffering or struggling, but
Yes.
I think all
Right.
of us had some kind of thing how we dealt with it.
Yeah, Andrea, the basic thing is that I think when you have when you have children that are grown up and the responsibilities are less, then your stress levels are less, because then you don't have like a responsibility to take care of kids, to take care of their education. Because we've got three girls. Our older is already married, the second one is in India, she's working, our third one is also working, so they're all independent by themselves. Of course, they do depend on us here and there for a little bit of financial support as and when required, emotional support, yes. So keeping that in mind, for us it was not a very tough thing, because
Mm.
I think my husband and me, we worked over the years, so we have like a backup, like we have saved for those dry days, when you know that things can be really not up to the mark. So, having said that, yes, we did face the frustrations of running the business, because getting clients was not really very easy. We need to have a lot of we needed to be persistent, and I think my nature is I'm persistent, but people had termed it otherwise. So I guess. I guess in a business line, when you're working in a corporate world where we've all been before, it's much. Of course, you have targets to meet, you have a lot of responsibilities, but then at the end of the month you're going to get a paycheck, right? So that sort of keeps you motivated that something's going to come into your account at the end of the month. But when you're into a business, people may be finding it difficult to understand, those who are still in the corporate world, that for a person who's running or an entrepreneur, for
Mhm.
them it's very very important to know when is the next check going to come in their account, right? Because it's not only a responsibility for them to support themselves, but also for people who are working for us, right? We have a responsibility to see that we pay them their salaries on time, see that we do not. So keeping all that in mind, yes, we went through those frustrations, we went through those times of saying that, was this the right decision that my husband and me made? But I think you need to have positivity around you, and that was fulfilled by my husband. He kept on saying, "Don't be negative. Try to be positive. Things will happen," and it happened. Of course, it took time, but it happened. And today, I mean, this year, uh, we've been quite busy. We've been having work coming every month. So in that way, I think we should be thankful, because I do know a lot of my counterparts are still struggling, to
Mhm.
get that visibility. And after being, in the country for so many years and being locals, I do know a lot of my, friends and all that still having a problem to gain traction. So having said that, and they are younger, to us, they still have a lot of responsibilities. Yeah. So I think the definition of each one's happiness and the way they look at life is always different, right? Because some of us have a lot of responsibilities. You have your mortgages to pay, you have your loans to clear. So keeping all that in mind, for some people, it has been a very depressing time. Yeah.
Yes, true, true, true. I think it's something that we have to take care of, and we have to take into
Exactly.
account that whoever is like well and the well-being is all right. We should
Yes.
be somehow a bit more responsible for people who are not okay, and just reach
Correct.
out and be just open and show that we are open so that they can turn to us. Because
Right.
yeah, many people all around the world are struggling with mental health issues, and I
Right.
think that's
Exactly.
something that we really have to take care of. And I know that
Yes.
you are also in this field, so I'm really, really happy to have you this morning and then get everyone in a happy wellness place. So tell me a little bit more about this approach, happiness, wellness.
Um,
Why this, and why is it so important?
Yeah. So, Andrea, over the years and over, I mean, right from day one, people have spoken a lot about physical well-being, right? And so, physical well-being has something that has been promoted all across the globe. People look at it. I know you are also a real physical fitness freak. So we all have it in us in some way that physical activity and physical fitness is very important. But many of us shy away from mental fitness, and we shy away. Why? Because people think that when you talk about mental well-being or when you talk about mental fitness, it's more like people will think you're having some psychological problem. Are you mentally not there? Are you not stable? It's a stigma. People will look at you with a very different attitude or behavior. And so that is why for generations, mental health has been always put or shoved under the carpet, because people don't want to talk about it openly, right?
It's
Uh,
also something very hidden, especially in the Asian countries, right?
right.
People
Yes.
uh, socially, it's not recognized or it's not accepted
Correct.
to talk about it openly if you have bigger problems, right?
Right, exactly. And I think also the fact is that, as I think, as generations have progressed, the requirement for things which are superficial or materialistic have become much more appreciated,
Mm.
rather than, being happy or content with what you have in life, right?
Mm.
So I guess that also leads to a lot of unhappiness and mental health being disturbed. People don't acknowledge it,
Mm.
people don't realize it, but it is a very true fact, because I see many a times people getting depressed if your neighbor buys a new car. People get depressed if you are driving, if you're driving a Toyota and you see your neighbor, purchasing a Mercedes or a BMW or a Porsche, and then you feel, oh my gosh, they're really doing well. These people are really happy, they have all the money in the world. And I think this is what happens, basically, that our expectation out of life becomes more and more important in terms of materialistic values, which lead you to a lot of unhappiness, right? And of course, happiness for different people is a different way, one does not fit everyone. But I feel that yes, happiness is being content with what you have, and most of us are not content
Mm.
with what we have, right? We always want to have bigger houses, we want to have bigger cars, we want to have a lot of money, in our bank balance. We
Why
always want
is
to.
it like this? Why is it not enough? What do you think? Why are we always wanting more? And why? Because when I moved to Asia, the first thing
Yeah,
what I saw, I was going to rural places like in Indonesia, Yogyakarta, and all these places in Thailand, and I saw happy people in very small houses,
right.
and I just. Is it coming from the Western countries, all this push, or is it already existing in Asia too? Why are we so pressurized to have a bigger TV, a bigger home, a better car?
I think, at least in the, I don't know about, I've seen that countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, they do not lay so much of emphasis on competition, right? People
Mm.
are, I see a lot of people here being content with what they have, they're not like very eager to, take that extra leap and say, no, no, we have to do it. Otherwise, my life's going to be a mess. But in India, to be very frank, I've grown over there. The parents create a very competitive spirit right from day one, right?
Ah.
So what happens is that every time, a child, even in school, when I remember when I was attending my daughter's PTA, or whenever we used to go for their open day, every parent used to take their children's report and compare it with the other child, right? Now what happens here is you're already creating that feeling in a child that no, you got to be better than this person, right? They're not happy with what the child is, but they want the child to be better than
Mm.
someone else, creating that feeling of
The
wanting to be
comparison and the competition with other people, right?
right. So that has been so much a part and culture of the Indian, continent that, unfortunately, to say that people have made that as a part of their life, and they feel happiness is only derived when you achieve all these things, right? So you buy a house, and then the next thing is you need a car. So you think that happiness is achieved only by all these things, and that is because the Indian way of bringing up their children and the way they inculcate certain things into them is that yes, you need to be competitive, you need to be aggressive. And having all this, then what happens is you feel okay, my neighbor has this, why don't we get this? So we depress and we pressurize ourselves to compete with somebody, not knowing what is our borderline.
How can we stop that? Because I would love to talk about solutions. I'm
Yeah,
all no drama person. I always go for solution,
right,
solution,
exactly.
solution, every situation. So what is the solution? If I am the person who is always comparing myself to others, I feel very anxious because oh, my neighbor has a bigger car. I have to get somewhere. I take a
Hmm.
loan. So how can I stop this? How can I be more conscious about it? How can I stop myself from doing crazy things just to be better?
Right, I know. The thing is that I'm not saying that aiming for things or achieving, is a bad thing. Okay, everybody needs to have ambitions and aspirations in life to get something or to be somewhere, right? And that's always very important. I say that don't give up on that,
Mhm.
because that is what makes you as a person happy. Because at the end of the day, if you have studied something and I've studied something and I don't put it in good use and I don't bring value to it, it's pointless, right? And when you bring value to certain things, of course you make money with it, because at the end of the day we all need to live and exist. When people say money is not important, it is important, but it's not the most important thing in life, right? But to an extent it is important because you need to live, right? And if you need to live, you can't live on fresh air and just water that flows from the streams. You need to have a proper home, you need to have the things that make basic life possible, right?
Basic
But
things first, right? Let
yes,
me just read out a little bit the comment so that we engage also
sure,
with
sure,
the
yes,
people. So Archon is saying everyone wants to follow the Jones, always chasing for bigger dreams and updated gadgets. Yeah, so true. And then
yeah.
Yuva is also sharing in terms of mental well-being and happiness, many have their work-life balance disrupted due to the pandemic, right?
Yes,
Oh, yes, over reliance on WhatsApp and Telegram in a way has invaded privacy of workers and their individual boundaries. This has contributed to rise of work-induced stress. That's so true, actually. All
very
these
true.
gadgets always beeping in your pocket. I
And not
see.
only that, I think also, and yeah, parents are stressed to compete due to our education system needs to be revamped. I like how it is done in Finland. Yes, Grace, I think education system in India needs to go under a lot of improvement. And I think, I don't know about Malaysia, but I know that we in Malaysia also education system needs to be improved. But having said all that, I think one Andrea, the solution, there's no one solution that will fit all, right? Because we are all different individuals and we have to respect that uniqueness that we all have as being different individuals. But I think self awareness, right, is one
Yeah.
thing that we leave way behind, right? We don't really try to sit and have a self realization time with ourselves, right? And so most of the time we are so busy with work, we are so busy with keeping our families happy, we are so busy with seeing that everybody around us or surrounding us are happy, and so we don't try to find a solution. But I feel sometimes it's very important to have your me time. So when I say me time, it's me time with yourself. Okay, try to understand what is it that is really going to make me happy. Is it the big car that is going to make me happy, or is it my time with, say, my loved one going to make me happy?
Just
Spending
having a
money.
cafe in a corner.
Yeah,
That's my favorite
exactly.
place.
Or
I sit there in the
yeah.
morning and I have my coffee, my music.
Right. Or is it like just going to a mama store and having a really good lunch or dinner with the person I really want to be with? So happiness is a different way of contentment for each one. But I feel, people who cross boundaries and overspend and do things just to compete with each other later on get into a lot of depression, right? And that
Mm.
is not a solution. Competing with somebody and thinking and wanting to have somebody, something that someone else has, and just to make your needs meet, and spend your credit card like crazy, and then when you come back home and you see the huge bills that are pending, imagine that is the way of creating unhappiness for your life, in a very easy way, right?
Yeah.
And most
I
of the
like
time
this
I think,
approach from Cynthia. I would
yeah,
say if you see someone is more successful than you, don't compare yourself, but instead model them. I think that's something that we just have to change mindset and see. Okay, he's doing it this way. Can I do that way?
yeah,
So that I also get what I want, and not
yeah.
like pushing
I
myself, but just
exactly.
going upward.
Right. I totally agree that you can model, but what happens even in modeling to some extent, and I don't disagree with the fact, but modeling again, you are trying to create a feeling or an environment for you that is, again, you are trying to see the person and you're trying to create that life for you, right? So you're trying to model yourself to them, right? Why not create a life that you feel happy with? You
Mhm.
can take the best practices. I always say take some best practices from people around you. If you see a person saying that, okay, today maybe I don't want to spend on a coffee, but I rather, take this money and spend on somebody who does not have lunch to eat, or
Yeah,
does
yeah.
not have, so probably that would be something that you could do that others can model and I think coming to Malaysia, we have also learned a lot. We have realized that giving back is really something that makes us happy. And so my husband and me, we have decided that in some way or the other, in some form or the other, every year we should do something that we can give back to the society.
Oh, that's so nice. So, what are you
Yes.
doing? Just to ask you, like some examples, like who are you
Yeah.
helping?
So recently we went to Ruma Kids, which is an orphanage. We spent a day with them. So we actually played games with them.
Hmm.
We had a lunch session with them. So we provided the lunch. We also took some grocery for the kids, and we promised them that we'll come again. But having said that, I know a friend of mine. I think you know Dato Alia too. She,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. So Dato
She was
Alia,
actually sponsoring people to come to the
yes,
boot camp. I'm
right.
so thankful for Aliyah.
Exactly. So I think Dato Alia does a lot of social work for the
Mm.
upliftment of people who are really not getting that visibility here. And I think we feel that our happiness now is in that, we've reached a stage where you've got what you wanted in life, of course. And so giving back is something that is making us happy. So even myself, I do a lot of pro bono things,
Hmm.
free, so that people get a visibility and a chance to listen to you, a chance to experience where they cannot pay the money. I mean, we do a lot of free mentoring, we do a lot of free coaching, where people can't afford to pay, but I think all this really sort of helps us to feel happy. And I think in some way people should realize that, it's not, happiness is not only about keeping yourself happy, right? Sometimes it's also about creating that happiness within the limits that you can. I'm not saying go overboard, in spending your money on every charity that you see around, but giving back to society in some way to the less fortunate ones, I think can create a lot of happiness.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
I think to some extent we are deriving our happiness from that at this point
I
in
even
life.
just giving a smile. I was
Yeah.
thinking about this lately. I went to a mama store and I was like, all right, so I will be very, very nice. And I was smiling and chatting with the waiters. And then I saw the smile. Once I started to
Right.
engage with them and just give a little bit of attention, they all have been more happier. Next time they came, they were already smiling when bringing the next water.
Yeah.
And it just creates a circle of happiness. And I think that's how we can easily just make someone's day a bit better, and then that creates inside happiness in us too, because of course we are all positive and it's just growing and growing and growing, right?
Yeah. And of course, Andrea, to be true, we are all human beings. We will all have those dull moments in life, right? We can't be happy throughout the day, right?
Yeah.
And we have to accept that, right? There are going to be frustrations, there are going to be depressions in life, but we should not let them overtake us. That is the most important thing, right? We should try to find in those negative situations, sometimes you've got to find, how can I just turn this, turn the tables and make it look
Yeah.
positive for me. And I think we as human beings, right, we depend a lot on others for happiness, right? We depend a lot on things that surround us for happiness. But sometimes, and that's why I say self awareness and self realization becomes very important.
Do you
Time to
have a
spend.
journal, Cheryl? I love journaling. It helps. Journaling, it's helping a lot, right? I don't know. I
Yeah,
like to write down my feelings, even if it's bad or if I feel lonely because my family is far away. I just take out
right.
my
I know.
journal. I'm writing down the things. I think that's a very easy tool to be
Yeah.
aware of how you feel every single day, and you can reread it later.
So, in fact, when I met my husband for the first time, I know I was going through a lot because, as I said, I was going through a divorce. So, I was going through a lot of stress because of family issues in my life. And he had a person who had once told him, his counselor, saying that, you write down your problems in the night on a piece of paper and just keep it under your pillow because you're letting go out those negative emotions, and then next morning you will come out with some solution to them. And I did it for quite some time, and it was really helping me. So whatever was frustrating me, as to write it on a piece of paper and just keep it aside. And I think I started getting good sleep too. you know
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because
Some people even think that this actually this kind of habits or something that you write it on a paper, even tear it
yeah,
apart or burn it or just let it fly. These
yes,
kind of things can help you to just get rid of the problem, and
right,
because it's mentally preparing you to let it go. It's really interesting how the
yeah.
mind works.
Right. So it's very yeah, it's very important, as yeah, I know Shishen is saying about WhatsApp messages, and I think that also creates a lot of unhappiness. No, you see people, the blue ticks, and people don't respond like for even 2 3 days. They have read it and they have not responded, and you feel very unhappy that why this is happening. You get stressed, and then now I used to feel that because we're in the business, right, and we want people to
Mhm.
acknowledge and at least respond to us. So sometimes I do get a little bit frustrated and depressed as to why are people not even taking that, or it's courtesy, right, saying yes or no is just simple. But then I think we must understand that people could be busy at that moment when they read your message and they
But
keep it for a
even you
later.
can make some space for yourself. I believe,
Yes.
just think about like how was it in the old times? Like you had a phone, and I
Yeah.
remember I was in the dorm during my school times, and we had one phone downstairs next
Mm.
to the reception, and from our room they were calling us with the speaker, and I had to rush down, and then I could put in some coin, and I could talk to my parents. So it's
Right.
not like we were always available, and people now expect you to be
Yeah.
always available. So it's really reducing our own time, our
Yeah.
self time, the protected time that we have with our family or we have with our own self. So it's quite. It has two ways. It has its advantages and it
Yeah.
also has its disadvantages. The digital transformation, right?
Right. So, and we always say, right, use technology to the level that it suits you and makes you happy. Overusing it and over depending on it also. Like the other day, WhatsApp just went
Yeah,
off, right, for some time,
true, true.
and everybody was in a turmoil. They just didn't know how what to do, like. And
And
I
there are
saw,
so many messaging applications and
yes,
Gmail and all these kind of things. So I was like, why
and
are
then
you
I
writing me that my WhatsApp is down? You have so many other things. Call me.
Yeah. And then I saw like people even putting it up on LinkedIn, breaking news, and life has come to a standstill. And then I just realized that how dependable this one piece has made us
Yeah.
in life, right? And initially we didn't have this, and yet we had a happy life. We were worried, but we were not worried to that extent. Now, like, sometimes even if your children or daughter like looks and does not respond to your message, you're worried and you're stressed as to what is
Yeah,
happening if
you
she.
start to be worried, although
Yeah,
it's maybe nothing because yeah, for the longest time, all of
yeah,
us from the 80s, we just were going to school and coming back 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and our parents weren't reaching us
yeah,
via phone. And now it's
exactly.
really interesting, and the dependency that you mentioned, it's also
Yes,
something interesting, like what's when internet is down, right? So
yeah,
these kind of things can happen in the future, and it's just we have to understand that nothing is happening. If it's down, it's down. You still have the
yeah,
sun. You still can go outside. You still can visit your friends. You still know where they live. You can
right,
still walk or drive or anything. It's just that
yeah,
we have to use our brain a little bit more and train ourselves to this situation. Go to rural places and be with people who are actually knowing which fruit you can eat, which vegetables you can harvest. These basic little things, I think we just have to relearn them as
Yeah.
humanity.
Exactly. And I think all of us should sometimes make an effort to be away from these gadgets.
Yes.
At least I think during your lunch, your dinner time, when you're sitting with family. Most of the time, I don't take my phone on the table because I feel that's my time. I don't want to be disturbed even during lunch or dinner. People messaging and asking for things. They can wait. Initially, we used to wait for even a whole day for a call to be returned when we just use the telephone system.
Yeah,
So
true.
I guess nothing is emergency that will just die, drop
Or
dead.
we were writing letters. Remember, we were writing
Yes.
real letters, putting it to the post box. You received it like 1 month after, or
Yes.
one
Yeah.
1 week after, and you were
So
just like, "Oh, so happy! My friend was writing to me."
yeah, so there are times like I keep my cell phone away from me because I just feel that it is something that you should do consciously. I think
Mhm.
people should, because I think at some time they say that people have become, you can do away with people now, but your gadgets and your phone is become an indispensable thing in your life, right?
Yes.
You can't think of a day without it, but you can think of a day without the people around you.
Yeah,
you
this
know
is such an important point actually. Like
yes,
think about your family, your friends,
yeah.
and then think about, all right, so what do? I scroll and sit in front of my phone and check Instagram and do this for half a day, or I'd rather just go out with a friend, have a coffee outside on the sun with a nice environment and just listen to the birds, or I don't know. So
Yeah.
these kind of things became rare moments for people. Cynthia
Yeah,
is also
Cynthia. I
saying, I
know.
had
Pen
pen
pals. I
pals.
do. Yes.
So
Gone are
true.
those days, right? When you really, and they were so eager moments, right? You used to make pen pals and really wait for a letter to come from them and to wonder what's happening in their life in the other part of the world. And
Yeah.
all that excitement has actually died down because you have so much of information available about every country in the world, that you really don't need to ask somebody what's happening in the other part of the world. So all that excitement has actually died down, and I totally agree with that. But yes, but having said that, yeah, Andrea, definitely, I think happiness also lies in what you said. Giving a smile to somebody, it does not cost you anything, right?
Yeah.
And the more you
It's for
smile, the more
free.
positive. And as you said rightly, when you go to a restaurant and I see sometimes these the waiters who come to serve you, the moment we speak in Hindi, because most of them are from Bangladesh or they are from Pakistan and they know Hindi as a language. So the moment they know I'm from India, they're so excited and they're so happy that they can speak in their mother tongue with me. And then, of course, the whole conversation with them, I speak in that language. So to make them feel that, yes, you are very much at home and you can have that conversation with me in Hindi. And then I also see they serve you better and they're very friendly and they will tell you, don't eat this is not good. So so it has happened many a times. So
No,
I
I
feel like,
remember I was in Kuching and we went to the jungle and it was so nice. The original or how you call aborigine, right? The people who are
yeah,
living in the jungle
yeah.
still, they were bringing us around and we did the bamboo chicken. We were
Oh wow.
swimming in the river, and it,
Yeah,
it was just so good to walk around, to get lost, to not to know where you are. And this kind of feeling is something that makes us more aware of the connection with the nature, the
exactly.
spirituality, the whole
Yes.
living, what life means. I think it's so important to do this time to time.
Yes, absolutely. Totally agree with you. Yeah.
So good. It has been an amazing morning. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you so much for Christian, Cynthia, also Lalita, Yuba, Alchan, for all of you for tuning
And
in.
the lovely messages
Yeah,
that,
thank you for
yeah.
messages. Thank you for the contribution. And
Yeah.
before we go, I would like to just say thank you for you, Cheryl. We will see you again
Yeah, sure. Thank
later
you, Andrea. Thank you
next
for
time.
all this wonderful work you're doing, really. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you so much for being with us for so many years. And I'm so happy to feature you anytime. Maybe we can do all the wellness sessions together.
Sure, definitely. Yeah. Thank
Yes,
you
I
so
will
much, Andrea.
see you again. And
Have a
thank you so
lovely
much,
weekend. Yeah.
Cheryl. Have a
Yeah.
beautiful day.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye. Everyone is saying bye. Thank you so much. So for the guys who are still here and watching us, we will be having a short break, but there is something that you can do in the break. Thank you so much, Lalita, for being here. Thank you, Alchan, for coming in and comment. And thank you so much for the boundaries. Yes, exactly. By being active in social media, we need to also take our boundaries and not focusing on the selfies, but rather enjoying the moment. Thank you so much, guys. So very important, one more time, you can watch the summit on YouTube or you can watch it in our Facebook group, and you can also watch the calendar on the website and just jump into any sessions like that. I would suggest you to put notifications so that you can get all the updates, what is happening. The first weekend is already scheduled, so go to YouTube, notify me, and then you will getting all the different messages. For the game, guys, there is a game. I would love you to try this game. We put it together with Shiv, Giant and Titans, and it's an amazing online game. So all the 5 weeks of the summit, we will have this game on, and you can actually just go to this link. Let me show you how it looks like. Okay, so basically you have to go to a link, and then you type in your email address. Okay, nothing else, just type in your email address here, and then once you did it, right, you know my email address now, right? Okay, never mind, I will show it to you later, but I don't want to put my email address online. So basically it's on the website, but you can just put your email here, you type it in, and then once you are inside, then you can just go inside and play games. There will be always questions coming up on Fridays and Saturdays. We will add additional questions every week. And while you are watching the summit, you can actually collect some points, and then we will have you on our leaderboard, and when Shift comes online, we will show you how the competition is. Yes, nice, thank you, participated in the game. Thank you, Christian. So very easy, just log in with the same email address all the time, because if you use another email address, then the counting will start again and you will lose your points. So basically that's the important thing. Please just do that, and then once you are inside, you will get points, and then it will be something important to take note of, that every time when you are getting into this game, I just want to read it out. So you will get 10 points for a correct answer, 0 points for wrong answers. And the participants, you can sign in with your email address and then answer the 5 questions. Every Friday and Saturday, there will be 5 new questions, and all the speakers can send me questions so that we have more and more. And then you can log in and answer the question anytime you like, and then just save this link to somewhere on your computer or on your phone or to your bookmarks on your browser, and then you can collect your points, and the game is on until the end of the summit, and there will be some rewards that we will be announcing on the last day of the summit on the 27th of November. So make sure you are playing with us. This is something that I would like you to try out. It's always exciting. Events like this are more exciting actually if you are really participating, and if you are really trying these things out. And make sure that you are logging in and you are doing the game and participating. So before I go, my session is over. I hope you enjoyed the kickoff of the Global Empowerment Summit. Now we are going on a break, so you can try the game exactly at this link, and then save the link for you for later. And then afternoon, we are coming back 3 p.m. time with Jason, Yap, and then Steven. So then we will have a Women Startup Competition mentoring session. Then we will have Tamash explaining what the Women Startup Competition is. We will have Art of Business Development with Elijah from Africa, Nigeria. We will have Krishan and you are here having a conversation about networking and communication, and we will have Roland here. So that will be the afternoon session. And tonight we have an exciting thing. Tonight we will have an open business growth panel. And I would like to invite everyone out there, whoever is in the audience, to jump in to tell us your viewpoints of how the future of business is. How will it be? What's your take on it? And once you are watching us from 9:30 p.m. Malaysia time, which is morning in the US, and afternoon in late afternoon in Europe, then you can actually just jump on board, use a link, and then tell us your opinion and how do you see that. And I see Christian is also here agreeing with Yuba. So Alchan, everyone is saying goodbye. Thank you, Andrea. Take care. Thank you so much for being here, all of you. Before I leave, I have 1 minute to fulfill my morning. I will play again the speakers of the third Global Empowerment Summit, having already almost 400 speakers with us volunteering to empower you out there for the last 3 years. Bye, Alchen. Have a beautiful day, and we are looking forward to your session. So let's see those speakers one more time. Celebrate the kickoff of the Global Empowerment Summit. Let's Here we go. I am so happy to see all these beautiful faces, and you know more and more are coming because I am still preparing a few speakers who are just joining us from all over the world. Everyone is here to empower you. So take this opportunity and jump on board. And I'm really, really happy to have you here. Please, please, please just take the opportunity and be with us. And let me play also our favorite beautiful movie that we created at the very beginning of the Empowerment Summit before I leave you. And I wish you a beautiful day, a beautiful start. And I would just like to show you what we are believing in and what's our vision at the Global Empowerment Hub. So let me just share this, and I hope you will enjoy this beautiful video we made together. Let's see. And here we go.
The world is a forest in which all lose their way. Through different paths we go astray. Walking our way against the stream of life, stumbling upon unexpected shards of struggle. Our future may seem carved in stone, but our heart knows the truth. They say the best way to see life is through the eyes of a child. How can I understand you if I've not gone through the life you have lived? Can you understand me if you have not visited my world? One should be acknowledged by their determination, not by the color of their skin. Do not compare yourself with others. Compare yourself with who you were before. When I falter, I should hope that a helping hand will lift me up. For some people, acceptance is not a given. Their freedom of choice is denied. Yet, like millions of butterflies swarming the lake, their lives matter too. Hear the pain in silence, even when it's unspoken. One can get trapped in a box that's too small to breathe in. I shall overcome and rise. When I'm done wiping off my tears, I shall give myself permission to laugh. I will flow into a whole new way of being in the world, empowered and healed. We are different, we are diverse. It's time to think about empowerment differently. The power of moving forward is fueled by colorful connections. From now on, the future will be written by all of us. But now, with my empowered voice.
Beautiful, right? This
Listen, if
was
your goal in
just
life,
something that we had before, and we all did it because we wanted to do something beautiful. And Leah Mehta, one of your favorite Malaysian singers and very popular country singer, was the one who gave her voice to this beautiful video, which was prepared by Jules Wong. So I'm just so happy about this, and I'm really happy that we could make it. So guys, this was the morning. Hope you like it. This is our vision. If you are resonating with the message, stay with us. We are here for 5 weeks, and we are empowering you with 100 experts, more than 100 actually, and they are all coming one by one, sharing their own stories, showing you that there is a way, there is another perspective, and giving you so many inspiring messages. So see you guys. I wish you a beautiful beginning of the day, and I will be coming back at 3 p.m. with Jason Yap. So have a beautiful day, guys, and goodbye.